In today's video, I've teamed up with Adobe Firefly so I can show you how to use Firefly's Image Editor to turn an idea into as many crisp professional social media or marketing images as you need in minutes. You'll learn how to use 5 generative AI tools to perfect an image by removing the bits you don't like, adding bits you do like, resizing the image intelligently into different ratios rather than stretching it, and upscaling it so it looks crisp and professional even when viewed on the highest resolution platforms. And I'll finish up by showing you how to move seamlessly from Firefly into Adobe Express within the Creative Cloud ecosystem for a more stress-free and productive workflow. Okay, so let's start by opening up Firefly. Just type firefly.adobe.com into your browsers. If you're new to Adobe, you can start off with a free trial, and I will be sharing with you how you can benefit from a 50% discount off annual plans at the end of this video. I've already generated this image using a text prompt and the latest version of Nano Banana. But equally, you can upload an image into Firefly to start editing. To open up Firefly's image editor, just hover your cursor over the image, click on Edit to reveal a drop-down menu, and click on Edit Image. This will open up a lovely clean editing space, and on the left-hand side are the quick action generative AI tools you can use to edit this picture. So let's start with the text prompt. And that's already opened up in Firefly's image editor. So place your cursor in the text box underneath the image and describe exactly what you want to create or edit. I'm going to have a go at making the perfume bottle slightly more rounded. So I'm going to type, make perfume bottle slightly more rounded, but keep the faceted design. I'm going to click on generate and see what happens. Amazing! Firefly has perfectly interpreted my text prompt. So here's the original image, and here is the slightly rounded image. And Firefly has kept the faceted design as I requested in the text prompt. Don't worry if the image doesn't turn out as you want it to, because you can always click back into the original image and start again with a new prompt. Continuing on with my amended image, I want to add a white rose on the tabletop next to the perfume bottle. So I'm going to use the next quick action generative AI tool. So over on the left hand side, I'm going to click on Generative Fill. If I hover my cursor over the image, my cursor has changed to a little circle, and that is a brush. To adjust the size of the brush, just click on the downward arrow in the toolbar underneath the image. Then hold your cursor over the button and drag it along the slider bar to increase or decrease the size of the brush, and also to increase or decrease the brush hardness. I'm now going to use my brush to paint over the area on the image where I want the rose to appear. And don't forget, you're always in control of what happens. So if you realise you've painted a bit too much, just click on Select Less to delete parts of the area you don't want anymore. And click on Select More to increase the area. Once done, place your cursor in the text box and use the text prompt to describe what you want Adobe Firefly to generate. Once you've done, click on Fill. Oh, and that's absolutely perfect. And what makes it really impressive is how natural the results fit into the rest of the image. So Firefly has actually read the context around my selection and has preserved the lighting, the style, and the perspective. Again, if you don't like the results, you can click back into the original image and start again. As well as adding to an image, you can also delete something, and you'll use Generative Remove to do that. So click on Generative Remove, hover your cursor over the image. Your cursor will turn into a circle or a brush. It's far too big for me, so in exactly the same way as we did before, I'm going to use this tool to decrease the size of my brush. Once done, I'm going to hold my cursor over the object I want to delete, so this flower pot, hold the cursor down, paint over the flower pot, and then finally click the Remove button. And that's absolutely perfect. It couldn't be better. Firefly hasn't just deleted it, it's filled in the gaps naturally, as if the object was never there. Before we move on, I'm going to go through that process again, because I want to remove the writing on the bottle, and then show you how to use a text prompt to replace it with your brand name. Amazing. I absolutely love that. It really does look so realistic, doesn't it? Once you've perfected your image, chances are you're going to need more than one in a variety of ratios for social media or marketing campaigns. Fortunately, Firefly has a tool inside the image editor, which will not only resize an image, but also fill in any gaps while preserving the overall look and feel of the image. So I've currently got a widescreen image in the image editor, and I'm going to create some social media images in different ratios. So I'm going to select Generative Expand from the toolbar in the left-hand side. That'll bring up a couple of ratios in the toolbar underneath the image, but you'll find a bigger selection under the More tab. So let's select 4x5 for an Instagram post. Resizing on its own doesn't work because it leaves gaps top and bottom of the image. So what I'm going to do is click on Expand and wait for Firefly to fill in the gaps to match the existing style. And as you can see, there are no hard lines visible, and it doesn't look like two separate images have been awkwardly joined together. You can repeat this step as many times as you like by going back to the original image and selecting another ratio. Before going on to the next step, just take a second or two to upscale your images so they look crisp even when they're viewed on ultra high definition platforms or used for print products. Using the image I've already got in the image editor, I'm going to go to the left-hand side again and click on Generative Upscale. Click on the downward arrow underneath the image and select which AI model you want to use as the upscaler. They do work slightly differently, but for now I'm going to stick with Firefly. The drop-down menu next to it will determine how many times your image will be upscaled. And finally, click Upscale and let Firefly do the rest. And that's it, one upscaled image. I'm not going to spend too much time on the background removal tool because you've probably used something very similar before, but Firefly will simply remove the background with just one click and set the object in the image against a transparent background. Once you've resized your images, simply click the Open in Express button in the top toolbar and you're taken straight into Adobe Express, where you can resize the image, access your brand kit, add your logo with just one click, and add any brand text overlay. And when you've finished, you can schedule your beautiful images directly to social media, all without having to leave the Adobe ecosystem. So there you have it, 5 AI quick actions inside Adobe Firefly that make image editing faster and genuinely fun, rather than overwhelming. At the start of this video, I mentioned about a 50% discount Adobe is currently offering. It's running for a limited time to celebrate the launch of Firefly Pro Plus. New subscribers get 50% off the first year, as well as unlimited generations on 10 AI models. So do check out the details underneath this video. Let me leave you now with one of my favourite tutorials, which shows you how to use a simple text prompt to generate cinematic videos in Firefly. Thank you so much for watching. I'll see you next time.